welcome to another weekly broadcast of Wednesday Whispers. I'm Alison Boychuk. I am a psychic medium and I am here this evening to do a live 1-hour broadcast for all of my viewers who are watching tonight. Just going to take a few minutes here and wait for a few more people to pop on. I hope that you're all doing fantastic tonight. I hope that you had a great summer. Fall is kind of in the air, unfortunately, but we're doing very well, Tyson and I here in Carberry. All right. Where am I going to be next? I just got home recently from my Angels on the Road Saskatchewan tour. It was absolutely wonderful. I met some beautiful people along the way. It was a fantastic tour. It was great to be home too at the end of it all. But it was absolutely fantastic. I look very much forward to going to Saskatchewan in the future again. But next, September 20th and 21st, Fisher Branch, I'm coming your way for 2 days of private one-on-one sessions. I am pretty sure that about half of those spots are already taken, so don't hesitate if you're considering having a one-on-one with me. About half of the spots are already gone. Again, that is September 20th and 21st in Fisher Branch. Good evening to you all. Thank you so much for being here with me. Hi, Pam. Hi, Andrea. I missed you guys too. Thank you for being here. Hello, Johanna, Jen, thank you. Hi, my mother-in-law's on tonight. Lorraine, Christine, good evening, good evening. I'm sorry, I just need to silence my cell phone, I forgot. Hi, Val, nice to see you. Brenda, Kelly, hi, Norma, thank you so much. You always write that, and I just so appreciate that. That is just so sweet of you to say. It is my favorite time of the day on Wednesday too. Wednesday Whispers is something that I am super happy to do and provide to all of you viewers almost every Wednesday night. Hi Cindy, thank you for being here with me. Hi Val. Good evening Simone. So nice to see you on as well. Melinda, hi, hope you're doing well tonight. All right, everyone, I have enough people on for me to get rolling tonight, all right. For any of you newcomers watching my broadcast, either on Facebook or YouTube, if you feel indeed that I am connected with your loved one, as soon as you're feeling that way, if you could please start messaging me about it. It's just really important to get it through as quick as possible. There's a little bit of a delay between me and you, but so if you can start writing as soon as you feel this is your loved one, all right? Just so the pace goes faster and I'm able to help more people, really and truly, okay? And if someone has already spoken for this loved one, but you feel, you know what, that really sounds like my loved one too, please say something and I will iron it out. I will figure it out, okay? It's very important to me that I give the messages to the right person, okay? Good evening. Hi, Rox, Melissa, hello, Deanna, Elsie, thank you for being here. Glenn, good evening. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Glenda, Lori, Val. Hey. I'm just sorry, 1 second, you guys. I just got a pop-up on my screens. I just have to deal with that real quick. I'm just asking Tyson here. Do I just put no? No. Sorry, guys. All right, all done. Okay, thanks, love. All right, you guys. Just going to take a few seconds, and I am going to get rolling tonight. All right, the very first loved one that I would love to bring forward is I have a young male here. Okay. I'm not 100% sure his age, but what I can tell you is he looks to me to be, you know, somewhere between the ages of about 18 and 21, maybe somewhere in there. I think this is a young man. Okay. Oh, he lets me know that his passing, unfortunately, it was so tragic. The things he's showing me, my goodness. This was an accident. This was an accident. What I can tell you is I can see the lines on the highway. So he's showing me that this occurred on a highway somewhere. Okay, not versus a gravel road. I can see that. This young man. Oh my goodness. Okay. And the next thing I want to talk about is I can hear a train. Okay. That's his way of letting me know that the train was involved in this accident. Okay. Oh goodness. But you know, I have to talk about his personality. What a, you know, an energetic and bright young man. Okay. Oh. I want to talk about, as I see his appearance a little bit, I see this was not a big young man. He looks to be maybe even a little bit on the smaller side, maybe a little bit short, maybe, you know, definitely not a big man, definitely not, a little bit on the smaller side for sure. Okay, but so full of life and so full of, you know, such a good, I want to call him a kid because that's exactly what he was, you know, just a very young man. His life was taken so tragically, so fast, from just in a split second. Again, I keep hearing the train over and over and over. And I don't know if this has something to do, I'm seeing like, I'm not sure what this is. I'm seeing something like grain, or I'm seeing like grain bins. I'm not too sure if he was maybe hauling grain. I'm not 100% sure. But this wonderful young man is very much trying to reach out to someone who is watching this tonight. Okay. If you feel this is your loved one, if you could please let me know. Okay. Not sure what this is exactly, but he writes me the letter O. I'm not sure what that's about. Okay. But yes, as I said, this wonderful young man is, his heaven is absolutely wonderful. Okay. He gets to have that energy that I spoke about earlier. And what, you know, what a kind young man. Always had a smile on his face. The passing was so tragic and so fast that it just left, you know, him, it just impacted so many people's lives, you know. There was so much that, you know. Margaret, tall, slim, with short, curly hair, perm boy, okay. All right, Margaret, yeah, okay. You know, I didn't think he was tall, I'm just being honest with you. But slim, absolutely, absolutely. With the short curly hair, you betcha. And you know, I'm just being honest, I didn't see him being very tall. But something he does point out to me, because he's like, I'm not as tall as other people in my family. And that he just told me that. So I just needed to clarify that with you. And I want to say, sorry, I was just watching him, Margaret, and I just need to tell you that he shows me a couple more things real fast. His skin is quite pale, okay? Like that was, not that there's anything wrong with that, it just, that was his, you know, he had a very light complexion, and a smile that could absolutely light up the room, okay? So I just want you to know, Margaret, that this wonderful young man, again, I just hear the train over and over and over again. He just wants me to let you know. He tells me that you very much worry about how much he suffered. Okay? And I'm just here to tell you that he really didn't. It was so fast, it was so quick. He was here and then he was gone. And the moment he passed, he went up into eternal life. And as soon as I say that, Margaret, I want to tell you, he shows me how he's with an older man. He's showing me 2 generations above him. He shows me being with, which that now he very much is with, which looks to me like a grandfather. Okay, he's showing me that, and they are very much together. That you need to hear that tonight, Margaret. But he shows me that his grandfather joined him. Okay, that his grandfather passed after him, but he shows me, like, and he looks at his watch, like it wasn't a lot of time difference between the 2 passings. Okay? This young man and his grandfather. Okay, so just please know that they're very, very much together. They're joking. They're having a good time. All right, and as sad as that tragic accident was, this wonderful young man is definitely doing very well. Okay. Oh, farm work, bringing farm equipment back to the farmyard. Absolutely, that's why the grain bins. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me know that. Yes. Okay. Yeah, you bet. Okay, Margaret. I'm very sorry, very, very sorry. He lets me know that this is, you think about him, and his grandfather all the time. Okay. So just please know they're resting very peacefully, and that they're very much together. Okay, Margaret. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Okay. All right. The very next loved one that I'd love to bring forward is I have an older gentleman here. For some reason, he has decided to show me John Deere farm machinery. Generally speaking, that just means that's what he preferred, and he's just showing that to me, and that he's a farmer. Okay? I've asked him how has he passed, and he lets me know that unfortunately he had cancer. This older fellow, I've asked him, give me some more details. He writes me 86, and I think he's showing me, he passed in his 80s, I want to say around the age of 86, okay, somewhere in there. Okay. Interestingly, he really brings my eyes and attention to a barn. There's a red barn, and it feels like maybe on his property. I believe he's trying to show me it's red with white trim. Okay? I don't know why, he's just showing it to me, and it looks so nice. I don't know, it's really interesting to see to quickly say that he's showing it like it's just as if it just got painted yesterday. I'm not too sure what that's about. This red barn with white trim. Okay. And again, as I just need to repeat it, he keeps showing me John Deere tractor, John Deere tractor. Okay. And as I feel his personality, I need to talk about that a little bit. He was very much a joker kind of guy. He liked to joke around, and he was a funny man. He was very approachable, and had many friends. Okay? He makes me feel very much that he came from a small community. As I said, already he lived on a farm, but definitely came from a small area, small town area. Okay. And he just wants his family to know, indeed, that he is resting very peacefully. Um, he's telling jokes in heaven. He wants me to say that. He's just such a funny guy. Okay? It's like he's almost like a bit of a prankster, really. He's grinning from ear to ear. Okay. Christine, your dad maybe. All right, Christine. I'm going to keep on rolling. Okay. I'd say next he shows me that he had he often wore, it looks like plaid, plaid type shirt. In particular, for some reason, I often talk about how I see things in color, and in particular, he's showing me one in blue and white, Christine, and I just wonder if that's a certain memory for you or not. He shows me that he has that black case in that pocket, that plaid shirt pocket, okay? And the glasses case is what he's showing me in particular. Okay? I need to tell you, Christine, that he moves on to the children, and okay, Christine, no, you don't think so. Okay. I need to say, though, he moves on to the children here, and something about, I think someone's adopted here. He just wrote me adoption, something like that. Okay. Again. Yes, he sure did. Okay. And he cracks a beer. Okay, I need to tell you that. He cracks a cold beer, and he's kind of cheersing you that he's very much relaxing up there. Okay, it's doing extremely well. So just please know that. All right. All right. The next loved one that I would love to bring forward is I have this wonderful, wonderful older lady here. Okay. First thing she has chosen to do is she has wrote me the letter M. Okay. This is probably her first name, probably. Okay. Hi, Charlene. Hi, Megan. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hi, Barb. Caitlin. Hello, everybody. As I was saying, this wonderful lady, she writes me the letter M. That is probably her first name, more than likely. Okay? First of all, she shows me she's about average height, I would say. She was not a thin lady. She was not an overly big lady, but she was not thin. Okay. She shows me her curly white hair. I just need to say that she's a little bit on the quiet side. Now, I don't know if that is normally her personality or why she's presenting herself that way. Okay? And I need to tell you that something that is really important that one of you might get right now is she's making something and it is sitting on her lap, okay, as she's making it. What is that? Oh, she's making an Afghan. Okay? And then all of a sudden, as I say that, she shows me all these different ones. Like she had this about making one for everybody, all the grandkids or something of that nature. Okay? And she's showing me like white and purple and blue and purple, and then whatever the case may be, all these different colors of Afghans. Okay? I feel so much this lady was a very hard-working farm wife. Okay. Oh, okay. But as soon as I said wife, she wrote me the letter D, in which often, she just tried to say to me that at some point they got divorced, though. Okay. I just need to say that. I can feel that about her. She's trying to express that. Okay. I've asked her how come she is no longer here, and this wonderful, beautiful soul. It's like there was maybe feels like a couple of things. Like she's just like, it's not really an easy answer. She showed me there was definitely some Alzheimer's or dementia here. There was definitely some, what looks like, like some confusion in the mind. I don't know if that was, she's saying full out Alzheimer's or dementia, but there was definitely confusion there. And, she lets me know that she lived a long, good life, in her opinion. Okay? Next, she takes me to a nursing home, and she lets me know that she spent time there prior to her passing. Okay. Yes, that's right. Yeah. And she shows me what it looks like in the Alzheimer's ward. So I guess that's indeed what she's trying to show me. Okay. That there definitely was some, Alzheimer's or dementia, towards the end of her life. This wonderful lady. Okay. And I asked her to give me a little bit more, give me something more about herself. And she just lets me know, she wrote Marge, or Mary. No, Margaret, that's what she's trying to say to me, Margaret. Okay. Her smile, I need to say that, it's so big. Okay. Betty Ward, this could be my mother-in-law, Margaret. All right, Betty. I'll carry on and absolutely. Okay. And I have Mary D feeling that this could be her mom too. So between, with you two wonderful ladies here, I'm going to ask for something extremely specific so I can do my best to give it to the right person. I need to talk about at some point here, I don't know, I see this long brown car, okay? And I need to talk about someone dressing up like Santa, okay? I don't know what that's about. Okay? So if one of you could let me know, that'd be really awesome. Okay? But just know, again, this Margaret, this wonderful woman. There's so many loved ones up there, she tells me. She gets to make all the Afghans she wants. That was something that she loved to do. It was a bit of just time would pass. It would just, yeah, sure. And she just showed me, Johanna, this is my grandma. Okay, all right, yeah, okay. Yes, that she could bake, and yes, she was a good cook, and all those wonderful things. And really interesting, as I said that, she showed me how much she really liked to, my grandpa used to be Santa. Perfect, wonderful, okay. She just showed me canning. And, I know, that's something that many women did. But, it's really interesting that she wants me to talk about her pickles, like someone, her ex-husband played Santa. Betty, yeah, absolutely, because as I said, she was showing me that, the divorce, so that makes perfect sense. Okay. Okay. So just know that, Betty, your mother-in-law, she's smiling from ear to ear, and I know I've said that numerous times, but it's true. And she just wants you all to know. Right? And really interesting, I was just about to move on, but she kind of stopped me. But there's like really a message for you guys here from her. She wants me to say that this is really important, okay? That she loved you all. And she's making this big A-L-L, all. She loved you all, okay? Whatever that exactly means, I don't know, but that's, you know, she's making that very clear. She's making this great big all. And that's, you know, I hope you guys can make sense of that. That she loved you all, okay? And she is continuing to watch over each and every one of you, okay? She has love, lots of love in her heart for everyone, okay? So thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and for me being able to connect tonight with your mother-in-law. Okay, thank you so much. All right. Very next loved one that I would love to bring forward is I have another male here. I need to say, first of all, it's like, I think his nickname was like Papa or something like that. Like that's what he was more referred to as, Papa than Grandpa or something of that nature. Okay, he's letting me know that something about Papa. Okay, I need to say that this man, I can very much see his body frame, and this was a tall man. Okay, not gigantic, but you know, I don't know, 6'1"-ish tall. I've asked him how come he is no longer here, and he lets me know that there's a few different things here. I'm feeling he had heart problems. Okay? I'm feeling some breathing problems too from him. It's like as I continue to connect, it's like my chest is getting a little heavy. It's almost harder for me to breathe myself, and that's exactly what he's showing me. So you know, I think there was some heart, you know, maybe a prior heart attack that he lived through or something like that. I'm just feeling some heart issues and definitely some breathing issues, something like that there. This wonderful man. I've asked him, you know, how old are you? And he didn't live a very long life by the looks of what he's showing me. And he said, but I had a great life. He interrupted me, you know, not to say it like that. That don't feel sorry for him, because he had a wonderful life. Okay, absolutely no regrets. And he's loved by so many. Okay. I want to talk about how he had this little bit of this knack of making people laugh. And I can really feel that about him. He was a bit of a joker, you know. He would tell stories and be kind of funny, you know, just a really social guy. Okay. He lets me know that he was diabetic too. Okay. As I said, his passing there was a lot of Val, maybe my dad. Okay. Like I said, it's not really cut and dry of what he passed from. It was just a lot of complication. A lot of different little health issues. You know, his health wasn't very good for a while. Is kind of how it feels. Okay, and like I said, it's like there's definitely some breathing problems at the very end. Okay? I can feel that. And so Val, you know, maybe this is your dad. I'm not sure yet. I asked him to be very precise about something. Okay? Interestingly, this isn't precise, but I just need to quickly say it. He shows me an open Bible. Now, that is, I get that often, a Bible or crucifix or praying hands, something like that. And that's totally symbolic. And he is just wanting to let you know that he is definitely in heaven. Not that you're questioning it, but he's just letting you know that he is. He was a man of faith, and he is where you thought he would be. He is absolutely resting peacefully in his eternal life in heaven. All right. He shows me he had brown hair. Excuse me. And I said, please give me something. Give me something really, really specific. He wants me to talk about this neat watch. Okay. I don't know. It's this neat watch, and it's like something about setting it or setting the time or something. He's really pointing at his watch, and now he moves to a great big plate of pierogies. And so this was, I don't know. Pierogies is often a Ukrainian person, but not necessarily. I love pierogies, and I'm not Ukrainian, but I'm just saying. And it's really interesting. Yeah, there we go. My father-in-law. Okay, absolutely. My father-in-law, and that makes just such sense once I realize everything I've just said, and that this is for Tyson. Okay. Wow. It's really interesting that he tells me that right, he had that cool watch I've never seen. I'm just letting my viewers know real quick, I knew Tyson's dad for a short while. He was already ill when I met Tyson. He was already in the hospital, and then so on and so forth. But so I never got to know him as in a really healthy state. And so I just wanted to quickly say that. But Tyson sits here. He's in the room with me, and he sits here almost every single week, helping me help you. And so once in a while, and he just showed me a birthday cake. Of why he's here, okay? I just need to say that real. But anyways, as he stopped my concentration for a quick second. Tyson, Tyson deserves to hear a message once in a while too. So I hope you guys can just understand that really quick. It was just his birthday, and that's right, the last day of my tour. Because yes, I remember that now, love. Tyson told me I was doing my last day of my tour was in Yorkton, and we said that his pops, was going to help me through the day. I had a great day of sessions on my tour, and my last day was just as good as the first, in my opinion. But to be honest, I was getting a little drained, and it was his dad was helping me through. And he comes here tonight. But it's just really interesting. I just want to say real quick. He's like this. He is here for you, Tyson. Of course, he's eating pierogies and cake. You betcha. In particular, I need to tell you, angel food. He wanted me to say that to you. Absolutely, angel food in particular. Where you think, honestly, I would have thought chocolate, but no, it's angel food. And I need to tell you, he lets me know. This is really interesting, and I hope it's okay to say it. He wants me to say something. I hope this is okay. Normally your loved ones will not show me something that I'm not supposed to say. I need to make that really clear to people. They won't ever embarrass you or, say something that that shouldn't be out there for everybody to hear. And so it's just really interesting, as I keep saying, that he also, this is unbelievable because I keep seeing her over and over and over again, that he wants me to just get it out and say it already. He actually wants to say hello to Tyson's mother. And I'm sure it's okay. This is not a big secret that, Tyson's parents have not been together ever since Tyson was a little boy. And but it's really interesting, as he showed me that birthday cake, he wanted me to say to you, to Tyson's mom, that nobody made birthday cake like she did. That he wanted me to say that to you, and I mean that. I don't know what, and it's angel food in particular. I just need to tell you that, okay? For my mother-in-law, I don't know if you're still on and watching, but definitely he just wants me to say hello to you too, okay? Which is absolutely beautiful, and I don't want to spend too much time on it. It's just really worth saying, and you know, Tyson's dad, it's true, he does help me. He helps me from time to time, and my brother's gone, and my dad is gone, and there's a few people in my world who help me, and one of them includes Tyson's dad, and it's just really interesting that there's something that I really feel like I need to say real quick, and this is a perfect example of that, how Jerry, Tyson's father, is presenting a hello and love towards his ex-wife, and how in heaven it was just so beautiful. Sometimes it almost brings me to tears, but tears of happiness. When your loved ones go up to heaven, forgiveness is an understatement. There's never anything that isn't forgiven, or you know, hard feelings get left here in the physical world. Okay? They don't take any of that with them. Their hearts are so pure, and they have nothing but love. Things that, like I said, arguments and disputes and you know, all that goes to the wayside, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Tyson's dad has shown such love towards Tyson's mother here today. I need to say that. Okay, it's just really, really, really important. He wanted me to say that too. He's saying hello to Tyson, and he's saying hello to Glenda tonight, and he's doing very well. He's very, very happy. Okay. He's like, he's like, I get to eat whatever I want up here. There is no consequences. I feel amazing. You know, I have, you know, all my body parts back. It's really funny, as I said that, he just ran by me real quick because he's just expressing that he got his leg back. And, you know, it's just absolutely beautiful. Okay. And so I'm sorry to keep going on that, but it just had to be said. You know, it's really, really beautiful, the forgiveness and you know, the purity that occurs in heaven. Okay, and so I needed to say that. So thank you so much, Tyson, that I was able to connect with your dad tonight for the first time after his birthday. That is fantastic. Okay? Thank you so much. That's funny. That's funny, Tyson, absolutely, yeah. All right. The next loved one I'd love to bring forward is I have a child here. Oh. Children are, you know, always a little bit harder. Okay. Oh. This child, baby, really. I said child, and after a brief pause, I could hear a baby cry, and so that's why this boy has let me know that, in fact, he was an infant. He was a baby. I can't exactly tell how old he was at his passing, but it was young. It was like in the weeks versus the months. I believe that's what he's trying to tell me. So he was only a number of weeks old. Children. It almost, you know, there's a way how I feel spirit, and children almost take my breath away. When children pass and go into, you know, into eternal life, You know, we think, why do children have to die? Why do they, you know, they never got to live, you know, an ample amount of time here on earth in this physical world. But you know, the truth of the matter is, I've seen it over and over and over again, and it's absolutely beautiful that when a child dies, they have such a special place in heaven. They have a special job. They have, if I can use the term, they have the most special wings. Okay, they have a very special place for children in heaven. And this beautiful baby, okay, he lets me know that he has siblings, okay, here in the physical world, okay. He has siblings, okay. I'm asking him how many, and I think he's showing me, that he has a brother and 2 sisters. I think that's what he's showing me, okay. He shows me that he was very, very sick from, it looks like almost from birth. There was some type of complication with an organ. Now, I want to say it feels like I want to say liver or kidneys. Okay, one of the 2, liver or kidneys. I'm trying really hard to see what he's showing me, but you know, Margot could be my Travis. Oh, Margot. Okay. I've, you know, now that you know, we've made this connection between you and him, I asked for something to be, you know, extremely specific, that you know for sure and that you understand. Oh, the hospital. He had Liverpool issues. Okay, he had liver issues. Okay, yeah, absolutely. And he shows me you holding him, and I know that goes without saying, obviously, but I can hear all the hospital noises. Like you had spent numerous days, it feels like, in the hospital, you know, being with him, praying, crying, all those emotions that you felt. And he shows me his mom, and I want to say Margot, like he's showing me what looks like a very young mother. And he writing me the number 1, and so I'm just wondering if this was your first child. Okay? I don't know why he's writing me number 1, and so I just wonder if that's what he's getting at. Okay, he's writing the number 1, but it's really beautiful because he wants me to let you know how he is very much in heaven, and I know you know that. I'm sure you do. Children, I meant exactly what I said. They have such a you spent 2.5 months in the hospital. No second. Oh, second child. Okay. First son. Okay. I'm not sure. Okay. Because he wrote me the number 1, but it could be first son, I suppose. I don't know, but he did definitely write me the number 1. Okay. That's good. I'm so glad you know that he is in a very good place. He wants me to remind you, and you know, his life would have been, it was inevitable of what was going to happen, and so the longer he would have lived, the more he would have suffered, and he just wants me to make that very, very clear to you. And so the moment that he passed, his suffering did absolutely fade away in a split of a second, and he gets to be in absolute paradise, okay, where there is nothing wrong with him any longer. Okay? This is a complete, and he wants me to talk about your feeling of that you did something wrong, and you didn't. This has nothing to do with you. This was going to happen, and it had nothing to do with your genes or your husband's genes or so on and so forth. He just wants me to make that very clear. He would like you to not hold any guilt or regrets, because he is so happy, and it's okay. He loves to watch over each and every one of you. And I mean that. I've never been shown this before, and I know he wants me to talk about a baptism. Yes, you blame yourself. Yes, I could. He was showing me that, Margot, and so just please, he wants you to try your best to stop. This was, like I said, this was happening no matter what. Okay, and it's okay. It's okay. There is so many wonderful, wonderful loved ones up there that he gets to spend the most time with. And he's expressing that like he's the lucky one, okay? That he gets to be with, you know, great-great-grandma and great-great-grandpa and, you know, other people. And then, you know, that he feels like he's the lucky one. Okay? Heaven is so wonderful, you know, there's no peer pressure, there's no stress, there's no nothing. He didn't have to study, he didn't have, you know, he's just going on and on about all the things that he didn't have to worry about. And he's so lucky. Okay? And so just know that. Okay? You're a wonderful little boy. It's really interesting, Margaret. There's one last thing he wants me to tell you. He just kind of took my breath away for a second as I was watching him. And he wants me to tell you that he, as I spoke earlier, how he said that he had a brother and 2 sisters. He showed me that to tell you that how much he looks like his brother. What did he say about a baptism? It's like he had one, is what it looks like. Okay, Margot, if you can let me know if that makes sense to you, because he was showing me that. I don't know, and I'm just telling you, he shows me a baptism. Okay, so it felt like he was expressing to me that you guys had one before his passing. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. All I can tell you is what I'm seeing, and he's showing me a baptism for some reason. Okay. But just know again that he's, you know, definitely in such a good place. Okay. All right. So thank you so very much, Margot, for giving me the opportunity to connect with him tonight. Okay. Yes. Oh, no way. 2 nurses were his godparents. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And you know, I just want to tell you, it's really interesting. He shows me these 2 nurses. As soon as you said that, I could see that. And he, you know, it's like he's watching over those nurses, because he shows me those nurses. And he shows me how they're a little bit different. One's shorter, one's taller. The shorter one's a little bit wider, and the tall one is thinner. I just need to tell you that that's exactly how he presents them. So I hope that all makes sense to you. Okay? As he's showing me those 2 nurses. Okay? You know, they did their very best to care for him. They had, you know, they were such good nurses. They had really big hearts and just wanted nothing but the best for your son. So anyways, thank you so much, Margot. All right, the very next loved one I'd love to bring forward. That's wonderful, Margot. That's wonderful. That's exactly how your son presented them. That's great. I'm glad that made sense to you. The next loved one that I'd love to bring forward is I have, you know, I have this urge to cry. And you know, my viewers that watch on a regular basis know what I'm trying to say here. It's often someone who is no longer here because of a suicide or drug overdose, or didn't take care of their health very badly to the point that it took their life. Okay, very self-destructive is what I mean by that. Next, I want to say this is definitely a male. I want to say that he appears to me to be, I'm not sure, about in his 50s it looks like. He shows me how, oh wow, how social he was, how unexpected this must have been for everybody that this has happened to him. He was very social, very outgoing, very, always appeared to be in high spirits, and, you know, I see he has dark brown hair, quite dark. He is showing me wearing a leather jacket. I don't know. I don't know if that was just something he wore all the time, or if that was just a favorite jacket, or what that's all about. Okay. Oh, mother-in-law Larry. Okay. I will keep on going, and you definitely let me know. Okay? As you guys know, I'm very open. Glenda is my mother-in-law, and so Larry would be her brother. I never met Larry. Okay? I have indeed, I just want to make it clear, there'll be times when I'm visiting my mother-in-law, and this happens with other people, my other friends and my family, as their loved ones come to me while I'm visiting with them, and so Glenda has indeed heard from Larry on a few different occasions, just me being in Glenda's presence. And so for this to be Larry, Glenda, I'm asking my mother, I'm asking Larry, excuse me, I'm asking Larry to give me something that I don't already know, okay, that hasn't already been discussed, or that Glenda or Tyson haven't told me about him. Like I said, I never met him. So I'm asking to give me something very precise that I don't know, in order for, his sister to know indeed this is him. Okay. He wants me to talk about there's some, I've seen there's some kind of leaking water somewhere. I don't know what he's getting at. It's like a faucet stripping, or it looks like this is outside somewhere. There's something's leaking, and it's like he's like, it's wasting water. Okay. As I continue to connect with him, he's got lots to say, but again, I'm trying him to show me something that I didn't hear from somebody else about Larry, just because I like to, really be sure of, of who this is. And I want to say, man, this is a tall man, and but his smile could light up the room. Okay. I don't know. It's like, and there's something in his mouth. What is that? And it's like often like chewing on a toothpick or something. Okay. Often having a little toothpick in his mouth. Oh, no way, you were watering yesterday and it was leaking. Oh, no way, yeah, absolutely, you were wasting water. Yeah, absolutely. That's specific. That's specific. Tell me something. That's awesome. Yeah, that just happened yesterday. That's perfect. Wonderful. Again, like I said, this was outside. Awesome. You betcha. Okay. Your brother Larry. I need to tell you, he finds such enjoyment. All of a sudden I can see this little dog go by. And I just know, because I know, like that my mother-in-law has a dog, and he is so full of life, and he's just, he's one of a kind. He's lovely. He's absolutely lovely little dog. And I'm just saying how, telling mother-in-law, that Larry loves him. Larry loves and entertains him to watch over your dog. He laughs out loud, But interestingly, it was his way of bringing him up to me. Okay, and so next he moves on to make sure that you are being very careful here. Okay, and he means this. He's telling you to be very careful, and he's showing me like different animals and stuff. And so he wants you to be careful. Okay? He doesn't want anything to happen to your dog. Be really careful. He's warning you. Okay, and so I really mean that in the next week or two. Be really careful with your dog. Not just letting him out for a long period of time. Okay, he's definitely warning you. And as soon as I said that, I just need to reiterate and tell you, as soon as I said that, he showed me Halloween candy. Now, that's symbolic, and he's correcting me, because when I said in the next couple of weeks, so sure, yes, watch over him and keep that in mind, but I think he's trying to talk about around Halloween. Not that exactly on Halloween, but, he used that candy to get me to think about Halloween, about like that, really be careful. Around that time frame is what he's trying to express to you, because he doesn't want anything to happen to your dog, because he knows how important your dog is, and he's a beautiful, beautiful little puppy. And so he's coming forward to say that to you tonight. Okay. He wants me to make it very, very clear to you that all your family is together. And it's such a beautiful reunion. It was so nice how slowly everybody kind of joined. Parents, other siblings. He's making all that really, really clear. And they're very much all together. And as I say that, though, I can hear music playing in the background, and I need to say he shows me to tell you that his parents are dancing. It's really important that you hear that. I had a fisher in the yard, and a couple bears have been hanging around. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. Yes, absolutely. Yep. Okay. But yes, as I was saying, he's showing me how your parents are dancing, that you needed to hear that tonight too. They're dancing. They're very, very, very much in love. They've always loved each other. Okay? And as I say that, I want to talk about some really, really bright lipstick here. Bright red lipstick is being brought to my attention. Okay? And this wonderful lady, I said, with this bright red lipstick, she's expressing that she wants to hug you. You're getting two loved ones here tonight. Okay, I can feel that. Okay, this wonderful lady, she wants to wrap her arms around you. That you need a really tight hug tonight. Okay. She tells me that she doesn't want you to be cold. Put an extra blanket on your bed. I don't know what that's about, but she just told it to me. Okay. I hope, it's not to scare you. I hope your furnace is fine, or if you're just feeling, that it's extra windy there. I don't know. I don't know. But she's telling me to tell you to put an extra blanket on because she doesn't want you to be cold. Aw. Just a very, very loving mother. Okay. She's going to go now, and she's waving. But just know that she has so much love in her heart for you. Okay? You were her little girl, she tells me. Okay? And she absolutely loved being your mom. Okay? She tells me that you really need to hear that tonight. Okay. She loved being your mom. Okay. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. I don't know what this is, but all of a sudden she showed me an Archie comic. I don't know. But anyways, I'll just leave that with you. Oh, no way, you were at the cemetery just before the... Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, and it's cold. Okay. All right. Absolutely. She thanks you, as you tell me, that you were at the cemetery. She thanks you. Okay. She shows me this, like, light or some type of thing that you stuck in the ground for her. I need to tell you that she's showing it to me. It looks like a flower. She thanks you. She thanks you for always, trying to, put nice things there. Okay, at the cemetery. She's showing me. I don't know if you did that tonight or what, but she shows that to me. Okay, kind of looks like a flower. Okay. But anyways, absolutely. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to connect with your brother and your mom tonight. Thank you so very much. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here with me tonight. It was a pleasure. I love doing my Wednesday Whispers. I hope you all tune in next Wednesday. I will be back at 8 o'clock again in Manitoba time. Until then, everybody, please have a great week and take care.